step 16 of this Institute of Practical Learning course on self-awareness, we continue to use the Venn diagram and build it out to cover things like building relationships and rapport, the whole idea of common interest groups, and how you can build better interaction with other people. So, we're talking interpersonal and domains. What I'm kind of trying to get to here, as this becomes closer, I'm going to switch this guy's name now. I'm going to call it Mary, because I'm kind of old-fashioned for this next piece. Now, you may like Mary a lot, not just to talk about fishing and golf and tennis and stuff like that. So this model can change. You might get really into a situation where you and Mary, as you're still you, is Mary. This might grow and grow and grow. And if you're very lucky, it might turn into love. And if you're luckier still, some people think it's luckier still, you may create little people. Who knows how many? And here's what's great about most kids. They love you, and you need love. Everybody needs love, as well as other things. But people need power to some extent. They need love. They need stuff. There are 4 or 5 main drivers in their lives. They need recognition, and love comes into the recognition space. So here's the kids give you unqualified love, usually, until you offend them. But the natural way of things is, so if you have kids, you're pretty well guaranteed quite a lot of love, which I have to tell you is wonderful. I've got 3 fabulous sons. They're so kind and so patient with me, and they help me a lot. This is my eldest son's camera that I'm using right now, and I'm visiting him here in Santa Cruz. And I have 2 wonderful sons back at home. I'm going to be back home next week, and they're going to be there to welcome me, I hope. And the kids type stuff is you can develop skills as a person. You're here, they're there. In this case, I am going to put them. And here's you. So there's 2 particular skills you can develop. One is called your presence, and another is called your projection. Now, if they don't know you, you have to find a way of getting them to know you. And you can do that by developing your presence. It's becoming noticeable, not shouting in a nasty way. But for example, in the modern world, you might have a blog or a Facebook account, or all sorts of ways of raising your profile and creating a presence for yourself. And then the other thing you can learn to do is project your personality, and that's through developing a particular style. So in effect, what you do is you expand yourself out like that. This is called projection. Now, when you project, and this is particularly important if you're a creative person, a creative artist, and you want people to know about what you're creating and value it. So you can project and you establish a new area of contact. So presence and projection are soft skills, which I think are important. At the closer person-to-person level, another soft skill you can develop is techniques for what's called bonding and techniques for rapport. Building rapport is knowing how to build rapport. And there's a technique for building rapport, and I'm pretty sure I've done a video on it, and if I haven't, I should do, because it's important. I think we're getting there. What I'm trying to do is not just say to you, go out there, be friends, meet people. I'm trying to help you understand what the process is. And it's vital that you learn presence, learn projection, understand how to achieve bonding and rapport, understand the significance of common interests, engaging with groups and stuff like that. If you're in a company and you want to get involved more in how that company, what that company does, maybe it involves spending time in your evening joining in company activities that the company gets involved in. I mean, the most notorious one is the Christmas party. But you don't have to wait till Christmas to start engaging with your colleagues in a positive way. Sometimes companies seek volunteers to work on a particular project. I used to particularly love it when they wanted to form what's called a task force. So the company would say, we're interested in getting involved in some new market. Very often companies will send out a memo saying, anybody got any ideas? Or there's a suggestion box. And raise your profile, because if you raise your profile and you've got something worth saying, then you're moving towards the bosses of the company or engagement with other people. So it's just another model. Interpersonal preferences. What do you like? Do you like involving with other people? Or are you the sort of person who looks on everything I've just said with absolute horror, and you're the sort of person that wants to move away? So you're solitary. Now, if you are, and if that's your nature, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. It can be lonely, but if that's your comfort zone and that's where you feel you need to be at this stage of your life, then fine, do it. It's not for me to tell you what to do. It's for me to help you be conscious of what you are doing. And I hope through what we've been covering here, this Venn diagram, the idea of domains, one-to-one, one-to-a-group, one-to-many, all this stuff will start you thinking about how you use the tools of conversation, listening, answering, general projection, analysing other people's behaviours. There's a thing called seek first to understand and then take your action. It's very, very important. So I'm trying to help you understand. And that's it. I've done 2 or 3 of these models this afternoon. So I'm going to stop now. Peace and love. I'm going to have a cup of tea or something. Bye-bye.
Think about how you feel about your current relationships with a focus on their emotional value to you. Do you enjoy one-to-one or one to a small group, or do you prefer to be part of a larger group? Could you be happier building your presence, which is how you look, how you come over to other people, and projection, which is about smiling, engaging in eye contact, and things like that, and listening to other people and building on what they say to you? If so, and these things can be improved in your mind, try something new today. Do something a little bit different. Smarten yourself up a bit, maybe go out, meet the same people you know already, but maybe extend that out to 1 or 2 other people that you don't know, and make a mental note of how they react to you and your positive behaviour. As you build your presence and projection soft skills, you will encounter more people and new people. It's important as you do that you draw from them the strength of their positive reactions to meeting you. Now, 19 out of 20 people you meet will be positive with you and encourage you. I want to talk briefly about the 1 in 20 who will be negative, because unfortunately there is a small minority of people who draw their own strength from being negative about other people. Now, learn to just ignore them. They're like something rather nasty that a dog has left on the pavement as you walk along. And the trick is just move round them, or think of them as rocks in the river as you sail down the stream of life. Steer round the rocks. Don't get yourself hung up on those kind of negatives. It's really important that you stay positive, because that'll give you the additional strength to go on growing. what you need to do is develop the skill of what's called resilience. Now, business and all kinds of working life value resilience very much, because as you go about daily life and work, there are knockbacks, there are problems, there are issues that come up, and your ability to overcome those and keep on going and keep on growing is important for yourself and for people with whom you're interacting. So again, good luck. People have been trying to understand how the human mind works for over 2,000 years. I remember back in 1979, I supplied the first 1,000 computers to a company called Philips, who were introducing a new form of medical technology called magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI. Since then, the field has grown considerably. There are new techniques available today called FRI, which is functional resonance imaging, and all sorts of medical people and academics are crowding into this very exciting field. It is fascinating to understand how the human body actually functions. But what none of that work is doing. So that's why we're doing this work. And the approach we've taken is to slowly give you the tools to build a mental model, a practical, usable mental model that you will be able to use as you get involved in life, as you meet people, as you have a sense of purpose for how you're going to fulfill yourself. Because your mind actually adapts. From about 7 years old, you have laid down the majority of your behavioural patterns in a childlike way. Now, a lot of those patterns can be changed, but the body is resistant. Your mind is resistant to change. There is a very, very powerful entity within your mind called your subconscious. No matter what changes happen to your body, your subconscious hangs on to the set of behaviours that it has discovered in your early years are a workable way to behave. And changing those is a really big challenge. You have comfort zones, but they don't always match what you actually want to achieve with your life. And the whole point of this IPL 4 Eyes model is to help you get a grip on that, help you think as an adult, help you optimize your behavior